Here we are back with IronmanHacks. How you like that? It's not breakfast with balls.
That's hilarious.
One person I follow a lot on Instagram, and I mentioned him earlier, is Sam Long. I mean, I think Sam's great for the sport. He's a personality. You know, he has the mouth, but now we've seen that he backs it up, and I just think he's an absolute breath of fresh air. What are your thoughts on Sam going forward? Do you think he can be one of the futures of the sport in terms of long course?
I really do, because he's 25 years old, and two, he did his first Ironman when he was 18. And it was really because he was a skier and hurt his knee and was doing cycling and swimming for rehab. And his dad was like, "Oh, you should sign up for an Ironman." I don't know how one leads to another, but that's what happened. He ended up doing an Ironman, and he was good. He qualified for Kona as an age grouper. And he's done 16 Ironmans now, 16 fulls at the age of 25. So if you think about it, his first one was at 18. So in 7 years, he's done 16 Ironmans. That's a lot. And he did 1 year, I think he had 5 of them. The big thing for him is when he hooked up with Ryan Bolton. Ryan Bolton was a 2000 Olympian for the US on our first ever Olympic team. And he worked with a lot of the Kenyan athletes, Caroline Rotich, who won Boston in 2012. And what Ryan has done is he's put a governor on Sam. He's taught him how to race. I told Sam, a couple of the races that really impressed me this year is, one was Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And he just monitored his eating, his drinking. He stayed patient. He broke the course record by 8 minutes when it was 100 and some degrees. And he was perfect that day. St. George, when he went to Collins Cup and the guys, Sam Appleton and Jan Frodeno, and he went up against those two guys in his heat, and they put 5 minutes into him in a swim. And everybody was like, Jan was saying, hey, he's a duathlete. It's going to be hard for him to be competitive. Well, then he came home to Boulder, and with Tyler Butterfield and I think there was another guy, they found a private lake, because there's very few lakes to swim in there. And what they would do is Tyler was saying, Sam, the key to the swim is you got to go out hard. You've got to go out way past race pace, because then it'll slow down. But if you miss that lead pack, the race is over. So they would do 17 and 18 in and outs and then that led into St. George. And if you look what he did at St. George, he was 2 minutes behind Ben Canute out of the water and only 1 minute back to Gustav. If you look what he did there, he swam, I think his swim was 25, right? For 1.2. His bike ride was 2 hours and like 49 seconds. And his run was, what did he run there? He ran, God, I forgot what he ran, but he ran really fast. Like he ran really fast, but Gustav ran a little faster. So if you look at all 3 splits, you're going, Sam wins the race, but Gustav went 158 on the bike. After he ended up winning by 4 minutes, and Sam had a phenomenal race. Now, the thing that he did after that, and this is where the genius of Ryan Bolton, he said, I want to go race Lionel again. I want to go to Chattanooga. That was my first Ironman that I won a week after doing what he did at St. George in a brutal course. And Ryan said, listen, if you feel you're ready to go do that, you should go do that, knowing that he wasn't ready to do it, that his body was going to have a problem. But wanted to see if Sam would be bright enough to pull the plug when he knew that he didn't have it in the run. And he did. He got to a certain point on the run. He swam well, he rode well, and then he blew to the moon during the run. So he found his limit. The key is, unless you go there, you don't know where it is. So Sam found his limit, and Ryan was really proud of him for finding his limit. But I also think that over this last couple of years, because there was a point where Sam was I think moving away from Ryan as a coach, and then realized that's a mistake. And the two of them have this amazing partnership. And the other thing he's learned from Ryan is he trains with Carolyn Rotich, who's 5'3" and weighs 95 pounds. And he says when we're running together and I'm running behind her, she's taller than me because I'm all hunched over trying to hang with her, and she's bounding like a gazelle. And he's like, it's humbling.
And
I'm running with this woman.
6'3".
Yeah, he's 6'3", she's 5 foot, and he's suffering just to stay. And then she comes home, takes a 4-hour nap, and goes out and does it again. And because he's running like 120 miles a week. So Sam gets humbled in all these workouts, but all those workouts make him better. I think the sky is the limit. The other thing we saw from him at Challenge Daytona, and I'm sure you guys watched this, leading into that race, a lot of the Europeans had been reading Sam on social and going, who is this guy? This guy, this big guy who can't run, he's going to be, and he can't swim. We're going to kick his butt. And a number of the guys were going, we're going to lap him during Daytona. We're going to shut him up. Well, what does he do? He ran his way into second place, waving to the crowd, yoing with the crowd, having the best time. And he did forget to eat and dropped back to 9th place. And as Ryan told him, the fact that you got 9th and made 1,000 mistakes is pretty impressive. And he did. He made 1,000 mistakes that day, but he is someone you want to be watching.
Just one thing I've noticed as well about him is on social media, he has, coming from my background in terms of triathlon mindset, is he has a level of maturity in terms of his mindset now. I see a lot of what he's writing and reading in between the lines. His mindset is a level above where somebody at that age, and even with his experience, should be. It seems to be something that he's really focused on, because I see what he's writing, and the guy really is. He has a lot of knowledge, and you can see that he's either reading or taking advice from somebody. But in terms of this, he really is making making leaps and bounds for sure. So that's another thing that he seems to be adding to his game just from reading his posts.
Yeah, the other thing with Sam, he was out here for the weekend, and I think he gained a lot from just seeing I think he was blown away when he got Friday, when he got in town, and we got 250 challenged athletes from all over the world there. And he just looked around and was like, whoa, what the heck is going on? These people are amazing. And and we had a little relay that we do with all the kids at the end of our amputee run clinic. And he's watching Hunter Woodhull, a double below knee amputee who runs, 46 seconds for the quarter, going against this guy, Trenton Merrill, who runs, probably 49 seconds for the quarter. And those guys are going head to head through a little obstacle course. And Sam is running and seeing all these kids, and he's just going, this is amazing. So Sam is somebody whose head is in the right place. His heart is in the right place. He understands. Look at in 2019 and even 2020, he's living in his parents' basement. His biggest year, he made $15,000 US. And he cost him more. He spent more than that to get to the races. So he understands what it's going to take to get to that next level. And he appreciates everything he has. And he wants nothing more than to be the best in the world.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks for watching. Bob is truly an amazing guy. If you like listening to that as much as I did, you got to hit subscribe right down there. And I can bring you more from him, from other people like Rudy Von Berg, Mark Allen, Dave Scott, Tim Reed, Craig Alexander, Hunter Allen, so many others. Thanks a lot, you guys. Leave a comment. I may give you a shout out, and see you on the next one.
They did